Yo, how's it going, guys? This is Ice here, and welcome back to another video. Unorthodox training sessions with your boy, Coach Ice. So, I'm putting on my coach hat today, and we're getting back to some unorthodox training. We're gonna head back over here to the timer. Make sure it's set to 2 minutes. So, I'm gonna show you guys how to set this up. All you gotta do is go into your own map, and I'm pretty sure you guys know how to get the timer. You just go into my island, and you go to creative. You look for it inside the engine, right? So set it for 2 minutes. You always want to start off with your wall juggling. Make sure that you're doing your window edits. I don't think people do this enough, and I think a lot of people do like fall in love with their window plays, which are very good, of course, but you want to practice it correctly. So it's all about technique, right? So make sure you're always in motion when you're going for your window edits, so that that's never a problem. You never misclick. So make sure you set your timer 2 minutes, and you go with editing your windows, staying in motion. After those 2 minutes are done, just editing windows, you want to do the same exact thing, except you want to do your edit resets. You don't want to reset and confirm, you want to confirm after you edit it again. So you want to edit, reset, go for another edit, instead of going for the normal reset, then edit, reset, then edit. You're going to edit, reset, then edit in one edit. All right, and you're going to do that for your windows. Make sure you're staying in motion when you're doing it. And you also don't want to go too fast. You want it to be about confirming. You know what I mean? It's about accuracy. It's not about your speed. You want to make sure that you're not messing up, because you never know like what your ping is. You don't want to worry about things like that. If your technique is good, your ping is never going to be a factor, a big factor. It's going to be a less of a factor if your technique is good. All right. So keyboard and mouse players especially, don't stand still. That is a huge problem. You don't realize it, but you can see, like, when you become better at the game, you can see who builds. Edit bump words is no different for me than it is playing any other game mode, because I'm so used to being able to see people do builds anyway, like in the little cracks. I can see you through your cracks, and I can also hear you. You know what I mean? So edit pump words is it's just a slightly easier because you can really see them through it, and you know exactly where they're positioned. But it's still the same training. It's no difference regardless. When you get really good, you'll be able to see through builds anyway. Yeah, after your 2 minutes, so those are the first two drills. Then you want to move on to this bad boy. This is about your escapes. This is my premium escape drill. I'll show you guys how to build this. So it's just a 2x2, you're building two 1x1s next to each other, complete with the ramps. You don't have to place pyramids. So place your two platforms. Wall, 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 wall. This is one 1x1. See, one 1x1. And here's 1x1 number 2. Make sure you have a ramp in there. There's a ramp in the other one. Perfect. Alright, so when you start the drill, this is how it looks. So you're going to be inside the 1x1, the two 1x1s, and you're going to flip the ramp, go under it, right, for this particular drill, edit through this wall. You're going to turn around, enter the other 1x1, reset that wall that you just edited, flip this ramp, get under it, and do the same thing. Make sure you're going in a circle from quadrant to quadrant. All right. So again, I explained the concept of quadrants in a previous video. You see, if you're standing in 1x1, Fortnite is all about positioning. So if you're standing in a 1x1, your positioning matters. You have a select number of moves and techniques you could do depending on what quadrant you're standing in. And as you can see, there's quadrant 1 over here, quadrant 2 right here, quadrant 3 is right here, and quadrant 4 is right here. All right, so right now we're standing in quadrant 4, and we're going to be moving into quadrant 3, moving into quadrant 1 as we're going for this edit through here, turn around and reset that edit, the wall. Now you're standing in quadrant 3 of the next 1x1. You're going to flip this ramp, get to the other side, and do the same thing over. So now we walk from quadrant 3 to quadrant 2. Now we're crossing over to quadrant 1. and basically you're just going in a circle. I know it gets confusing, but you're just going in a circle. Flip it, edit through, make sure you reset it. This is going to help your escapes. You're going to be so much better at escaping. This is basically how it looks. And the faster you get at this, the better. And it's all about making sure that you get the edits. You're going to be able to stay calm in when you really need to utilize this technique. It's really important to turn around and reset that wall as well. When you get through it, make sure you reset that wall. And the practical application of this technique is getting away from an opponent. So if someone shoots me over here, someone takes this wall, and I'm trying to get out of there, I could flip this. Now I have a shield behind me. That's the reason that you want to get under the ramp. Edit through here, reset that. Now you have 2 shields, so they're gonna break that. That's probably gonna be 1 shot if they're really on you. If they're like trying to hit you with a shotgun, that's gonna break. Whatever the case may be, you have another shield right here. So make sure you turn around and reset that, and you're gonna get another shield by flipping this ramp as well. So now you have 1, 2, 3 shields. If we're not including this one, this would be your 4th shield. So that's the initial shield, the entry, where your opponent's trying to get in. You flip that, that's 1 shield. You flip this, you reset this, that's another shield, and you flip that, that's another shield. Then you just keep going in a circle like that. Don't edit through this wall, just keep going in a circle. If you mess up the edit, it's okay, because when you get to the other side, you just gotta flip it back. But it's all about accuracy. You want to practice your accuracy. And just do that for 2 minutes. So by doing this specific scenario over and over, you're not necessarily, this isn't only going to help you get through this specific scenario when it happens. There's a lot of situations where you can just fall back on this in general. So if there's a guy here, you can flip this ramp, and you see how I have a shield now. Oh, this is just a great defensive drill. For the drill, you're practically building 3 sets of defensives, 3 sets of walls, shields or whatever. But you could use it as you're getting better at it. You could use it to like its simplest form, which is just making 1 shield. So if there's a guy back there who shoots you, or you hear him coming, you could flip this ramp, and now you already understand the concept of shielding. So this is already helping you. You know what I mean? There's a guy behind you, boom, you flip it again. There's another guy behind you, boom, you flip it again. Now you have a shield. You can flip, you can just edit it and make sure you have a right hand peek, give yourself a nice little advantage. Yeah, this is a great drill. But yeah, after that's done, you can do the exact same drill. Make sure you restart your timer. You can do the exact same drill, except make sure you're on top of the ramp now. You know what I mean? Reset that, make sure you reset it, make sure you're on top of the ramp. Like that. Being under the ramp's a lot harder, but that one's really valuable. It's really good to know how to do that one, the other one, because it's more challenging. Make sure you're going in like a circular motion, not just a straight line back and forth motion. You know what I mean? You're going around. You want to travel around your box. You want to take up the whole space. You want to be comfortable moving everywhere in here. Because if someone jumps in here, you can really juke them out all the time. You could even slide in these situations to mess them up, and you could really. My point is, you could really utilize this entire space. So make sure you're understanding the concept of zoning and your quadrants, and you're utilizing those. Boom, like this. You see how I'm going in a circle? It's really good to keep that movement in there, especially if you're on keyboard and mouse. It's already hard enough as it is to move. Especially if you're a newbie like me. I've only been on keyboard and mouse for so long. So after you're done with that, you want to restart your timer and get into the next drill. The next drill looks like this. You're going to just do your top row edit. You're going to reset, and then you're going to do your double row edit and reset. Top row edit, reset, double edit, reset. Top edit, reset, double edit, reset. Top, just the top layer, double layer, top layer, double layer, top layer, double layer, top layer, double layer. when you're done with that drill, make sure that you run it back again and get to the next drill. The next drill is the exact same thing, except you're staying in motion. When you're done with that drill, you want to restart your timer and get into the next drill. Your next drill is going to look like this. I explained this drill already in a previous video, but it's very important and it's really useful. Also, I missed a tip to give you guys the previous video, and I'm going to add it into this one. So you're doing your double edit, double resets. Make sure you're starting in quadrant 3, jumping to quadrant 2. When you're going for your reset, so I land in quadrant 2, then you're going for your edits. Then when you're going for your resets, you're landing in quadrant 3. Okay, double, landing in quadrant 2, double reset, landing in quadrant 3. Right, then you want to make sure that you run this drill back. So after the time is up, make sure you restart your timer and do the exact same thing, except on the other side. That's one thing I did not stress. When you're doing anything with the ramps, when you're doing anything with ramps specifically, make sure you get both sides. So in the previous drill where we did the 2 1x1s next to each other, it was important to utilize every quadrant because there's so many different positions. Like, there's so many different edits. Let me just give you guys an example of why the quadrants matter. So here's a really cool edit. Come on, this one. You get a nice little angle on your opponent. You get a nice window edit, or you could get a cheeky peek by doing it like this. And they can't hit you from this angle. Like, I can even show you. They really can't see what the hell is going on. You know what I mean? Especially if you do it quickly. So the whole point of this is to make sure you do it quickly. If you do it slow, like if you're taking your time like this, it's not as cool. You're still probably gonna get them, especially in this generation. This generation of Fortnite players aren't really used to stuff like this. So just when you go for these type of edits, make sure you're capitalizing by trying to get some damage off. Yeah, that's one. There's another one where you do it on the other side. This isn't really giving you an advantage because you don't have the right hand peek, but you still have an advantage because you have so much cover, and you have the element of surprise. So yeah, that's just why quadrants matter. And of course, just so you can understand why quadrants matter, you can't be standing in quadrant 4 doing this. Then you don't have any cover, obviously. You probably could still do this if you know your guy. If you know your guy is trying to go for a headshot, your head is pretty much blocked. They can't hit you in a headshot unless they're crouched or something from here. But yeah, it's harder at least. But yeah, that's that. Make sure you're doing the other drill, the double edit, double reset on both sides, right and left hand side. So you're starting in quadrant 4 and you're landing in quadrant 1 when you go for your double edit, and then when you go for your double reset, you jump from quadrant 1 to quadrant 4. Okay, double quadrant 1. And of course, the quadrants, to understand the quadrant concept, it just depends on where you're facing. So if you're facing this way, then in your point of view, it's quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If you're facing this way, then it's going to be quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just depends which way you're facing. What's the subject? Which direction is the subject direction? You know what I mean? Your subject is in this direction. If you're fighting someone in this direction, then this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. There, if your subject's over there, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, that's a quick little session, unorthodox training session with your boy Ice Ice. Hope you guys got a little bit of something useful from this. These are gonna get a lot more complex and a lot more useful. These concepts I just described to you are all already very important. They probably sound like jibber jab if you're very new to the game, but I think it's still pretty digestible. Let me know if you have any questions. I read all my comments and I will address it in the next video if we have any really good questions in the comments that we can get to help more people. But yeah, hope you guys have a beautiful day. Keep grinding, keep pursuing your dreams, and yeah, don't forget to leave a like. It helps us with the algorithm. It goes a long way. So yeah, have a beautiful day, guys. See you in the next video. Peace.